years ago today is the day that I quit doing dope altogether, and it's been a trip down memory lane, which happens every year. Thank you, Balaki. And 8 years it's been a great 8 years, almost all of it. But as I was telling John Doe earlier, the first 2 years were absolutely awful. I'd be lying to you if I told you any different. What I had to do was I had to learn to live as if. And the reason is this, because triggers are what makes you get high, right? Triggers are what cause you to go back and do things that you shouldn't have done, right? All of our mistakes, all of our relapses are caused by triggers. Okay, so we have to stop triggers from happening, right? That's the goal. And early on when life sucked and there was heroin all over the units and I could very easily go and get high and get all the dope I wanted on credit, and to every day get up and not do it in that environment where there's no hope anyway. It's a bitch. It's a difficult road to hoe. And fortunately I had Q, and Q said to me, if you can identify what your external and internal triggers are, then you're going to be in much better shape to prevent these things. So I started listing out my triggers. And one of the first things that I wrote, because it was coming up really quickly, was the first snowfall of the year over. So Q says to me, we need to identify your triggers and we need to replace them. We need to replace the things that trigger you with behaviors that aren't going to trigger you. So I start looking first thing in the morning. What do I do? How do I get out of bed? What do I do from the time I open my eyes until the time I go to sleep? What are the things that I do that make me want to use dope? And the first thing I did was kick all the covers to the bottom of the bed and literally roll onto the floor, usually wearing whatever the hell I went to sleep in the night before. In prison, it was a little different, but not much. Not much. In prison, as a white boy, you were supposed to have your mattress rolled up during the day because they don't want you napping in case there's a race riot or whatever. That's the theory. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'd have to have my cellmate basically stand guard while I slept in, which, I mean, that's literally how you have to do it. If someone's not feeling well, then one cellmate will watch that guy so that there's always one person there ready to go or whatever. And I would sleep in every single morning. I would sleep in. Everything that I did told me I was a loser. Everything I did told me I was a drug addict. Everything I did told me there was no point in even trying because you're just not going to change who you are. You're a junkie. That was my life. So what did I do? I got up and I started making the bed. First damn thing I did every single day. Why? Because I never did that when I was on dope. Ever. I started living my life in such a way that if I did it on dope, I didn't do it in the new life. And if I didn't do it, then I did it in the new life. And it was that simple. Literally, it was that simple. And it started out with just making the bed. That was all it started out as. Then it was making the bed and brushing my teeth before I did anything. Before I went and had a cup of coffee and all of the other stupid crap that I used to do, I decided I wanted to live like a clean, normal human being. So I got up in the morning. I made the bed. I brushed my teeth. Keep in mind that I lived in a bathroom, right? You got a top bunk, a bottom bunk, a toilet, and a sink combination, right? So brush my teeth. And usually this was a good hour before the doors would pop. So then I started adding push-ups first thing in the morning, right? Before anybody did anything. That way, when they popped the doors, I could hit the shower, go in there, shower, be out. And now before I make the first cup of coffee or before I do anything in the morning, I have already got up, made my bed. I've worked out. I've cleaned myself. I cruise off to the shower. I come down and now I've got a routine. And this routine says every single day when I get up, this routine says you're not the dude you used to be. You're not. So external triggers are what? External triggers are people, places, and things, right? They're also activities. They're the things that you do. Hello, Kathy. Good to see you. Going back to 8 years ago, it was restructuring every single thing that I did. Everything I did. External triggers. People, places, and things, right? That's how the cliche goes. But it's also activities. It's also the things that you do. In the first couple of years, I had to live as if. I had to get up and I had to go do yoga classes. And I had to get up and I had to go walk. And I had to get up and do all of these things that felt so foreign to me, that felt so damn stupid because it just wasn't me. But like anything else, yes, infinity on its side, 8 years. Yep. The boss is here. Act right, folks. It's so once I started living as if, the next thing you know, I'm out there. I know there's going to be a day where I'm going to have to take some kind of painkiller. I'm getting older. Yep, and I'm in the flooring business, and my knees and back hurt right now. 800 milligrams of ibuprofen works. You know what? Here's the reality of my life. A day is coming where I'm going to need pain medication for something. There's no getting around it. And at some point, I mean, I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But as prescribed is not abuse. That is a great comment. It really is. That is a great comment. In fact, that may be my favorite comment of the month. Well done. That is a great comment. It may be the best comment. As prescribed is not abuse. Everybody hear that? There's a very big difference between abuse and addiction. You can get addicted to pain medication without ever abusing pain medication. If you take pain medication for 8 days as directed, you could become addicted to it. But that doesn't mean you're abusing it. I hope you see the difference in that. But there's there's a difference between addiction and abuse. Okay, you can absolutely you're going to get addicted to any medication that they write you that you're going to be on for any length of time. If they write you a prescription for benzodiazepines and you're going to take Valium for a year, you're going to be addicted to it. There's no two ways about it. However, if it says on the bottle, you take 1-3 times a day and that's what you take, that's not drug abuse. It is addiction, but it is not drug abuse. Well, Sharon, failure is a different thing. Isn't addiction the abuse of anything? No. Addiction is the dependency of the body on a substance. That's what addiction is. Addiction is when your body is dependent on something. You can be dependent on something that you do not abuse. If a person, stick with me on this. If a person goes to a pain specialist because the person's pain level is at a 10 at all times, and the doctor writes that person a prescription and they titrate until they get to the right amount. And now this person is doing, getting off going to take just over a year. I'm on Dilaudid in my pump as needed. Getting off is going to take just over a year. So let's say that they titrate you and you're taking OxyContin 80s, 3 of them a day as directed. You take 3 of these pills, you space them out 5 hours a piece, and you have pain relief, right? You're not doing that for the purpose of getting high. You're doing that for the purpose of treating pain, right? Now, take the same person, me, write me the same script. So I get 3 pills a day, 3 OxyContin 80s, 90 of them a month. On day 7, I'm out. I'm crushing these things. I'm shooting them. I'm smoking them. I'm snorting them. I'm taking these things every single way I can, right? We're both addicted to drugs. I'm abusing the hell out of drugs. That person is taking drugs for the ability to deal with pain. There's a difference between taking drugs the way that they're prescribed. Doesn't mean you're not going to be addicted to it. It means you're not abusing it. My obsessive personality is one of the things that caused me to abuse drugs. I still have an obsessive personality, but it's more under control nowadays. Ultra Maggot, I am the same person. My family motto has always been, if it is worth doing, it is worth overdoing. Got to get going. Got to get some things done. Catch everyone tonight. Hope everyone has a great day. Be safe. I love you all. Charlie Mullins, I'm sorry that the first half of the show you couldn't hear me. I really do. It's Bush League. I'm still working on this. I never had a painkiller that actually killed pain. Motivated me is about it. Crazy Cat. Painkillers do different things to different people. And I don't know that a painkiller ever killed pain for me in the sense that it's supposed to. But it killed spiritual pain like that. It killed emotional pain like that. It killed all of those kinds of pain. What it did to my body, I don't know. Addicted but maintaining. My doc says there's a lot to maintaining. once again, if a person is taking medication the way that the doctor has written it, while you absolutely can be addicted to that and will be, it's different than abuse. That's my stance on that. And it has to be that way. It has to be that way because there's a reason we have opiate receptors in our body. Normal people, there are normal people out there today who are addicted to drugs that live a perfect, normal existence, but they have to have those drugs because the pain in their life is too much. And that's legit. I'm not that guy. And I've had enough surgeries to justify being on pain meds for the rest of my life. If you saw my medical file, I go to any pain specialist in the country and they're going to give me enough dope to feel okay. I don't need that, right? I could go that route and abuse the crap out of it. That's what I used to do, but I don't need that. An addict always has to go for the gusto. Damn right, James Novak. Damn right. And that really is the way it is. And I got to a point where, like, when I was going to the pain management doctor for real, I was getting 12 OxyContin 80s a day. 12 80s a day. I also had Demerol for breakout pain. It was in injectables. And then I had morphine sulfate in a liquid form that you could put underneath your tongue. And that was supposed to keep you between the large doses. So as one dose was coming off and the other one hasn't started yet, you could take the morphine sulfate because it would hit you in like 5 minutes. The Demerol was for pain that was so bad that nothing would work. You would just shoot it in the fat of your ass. And they would give me 5 of those preloaded syringes. And I would do all of them the first day. I had all of them. I had a doctor tell me that a narcotic painkiller helps with pain, but helped me more with the mental ability to deal with pain. He said that a lot of times 800 milligrams of ibuprofen works as good as Vicodin. Ultramaggot, I believe that, and I'll tell you why. It's been my experience that the vast majority of pain in my life has been caused by inflammation. And very often, if I can get inflammation down, the pain goes away anyway. But, you know, I was just describing what they were giving me at the pain specialist. I didn't tell you half of it. I was taking Neurontin, right, gabapentin. I was taking Lyrica, which is almost the same drug. The fact they were giving me both of them is astounding anyway. I was taking Toradol. I was taking a whole friggin' host of other drugs that were supposed to shrink inflammation and do all kinds of other things to give me a better opportunity to go and live a legit life. But pain management is huge business, Kelly Yearling says, and you are right. Unpredictable Tony says, I take cold showers for pain. Changed my life. Cold water reduces inflammation. And I'll tell you something else that it does. If you finish your shower off with viciously cold water, your body releases endorphins and does all kinds of stuff that's different for you. I had 5 Achilles tendon surgeries. I had, I don't know how many shoulder surgeries. My knees used to get vacuumed out at the end of every season.